I speak to a lot of aspiring counsellors each week as part of my role at Astranti Connect, and one of the most common questions is what is the difference between the BACP and the NCPS? So today I'm going to talk about what they are, how they're similar, how they're different, and how they're going to fit into your journey of becoming a counsellor. So by the end of this video, you'll have a clearer picture of what the difference is between them and which one might be best suited to you and your career. First of all, let's clear up a very common misconception. Neither the BACP or the NCPS train you to become a counsellor. Instead, they are professional membership bodies. Their purpose is to set standards, uphold ethics, and maintain a public register of counsellors. In the UK, counselling is not a legally regulated profession. That's why we have these bodies to fill that gap, so that clients know that they are working with somebody trustworthy and accountable. The BACP is the British Association for Counselling and Psychotherapy. They are the largest and most established counselling body. They offer a public register, an ethical framework, and membership and accreditation routes depending on what your experience in training is. Because the BACP has been around for a lot longer and is a lot more well known, sometimes employers will prefer that you are a member with the BACP. For example, this is often preferred by the NHS and charities. The BACP is seen as very highly credible, but it is not legally required. The NCPS is the National Counselling and Psychotherapy Society. It is accredited by the Professional Standards Authority, just like the BACP, and it is very rapidly growing in recognition. It also offers an accredited register, membership pathways, and professional development. These days, a lot more courses now align with both the BACP and the NCPS, giving you so much more flexibility with where you want to take your career. But why do these bodies exist? Well, like I said, counselling is not legally regulated, so technically anybody could actually call themselves a counsellor. These bodies provide accountability, ethics, and standards. This gives so much reassurance to the public, to clients, and to employers. So it is so important that whichever training provider you go with, they are accredited by one of these bodies, as this is what is most likely to help you get a job. So what do they have in common? Both are voluntary registers under the Professional Standards Authority. They both have a procedure for processing complaints and concerns, and will have ethical codes that they follow. They both also offer CPD and professional guidance, and they both give you very strong credibility when practicing. So what are the differences? Well, the BACP has been around for a lot longer and is a lot more of a bigger organisation and is a bit more recognised, whereas the NCPS is newer but it is growing very quickly. Some training courses will link directly to one of these bodies, some will link to the other, and more commonly, many are linking to both. They can also be perceived differently. Some employers do still prefer the BACP, but this is changing. More and more employers are recognising how both the BACP and the NCPS offer great credibility. And in working in private practice, clients often just care that you are registered with a body. They don't really mind which one it is. So some very common questions. Do I need to join one to practice? Well, legally, no, but it is so strongly advised. And that is one thing I will strongly emphasise on when you're looking for your training provider. And can you join both? Yes, you can. So many counsellors do. And is one better than the other? Well, neither is better, really. It just depends on what your training is, what your goals are, where you want to take your career. For example, if you're very set on working in the NHS, then I probably would recommend looking at the BACP, just for that extra little bit of security, as we know that the NHS strongly values the BACP. So how should you decide which one you want to go with? Well, check which body your training course aligns with. Have a look in your area at which training providers there are around, and see if they are aligned with either the BACP or the NCPS, as this might influence your decision. Think about the type of work you want, whether it's private practice, NHS, schools, charities, and consider your long-term goals. Remember, you are not stuck with one for life. So many counsellors will join one to begin with, and then later on they will join the other as well. So both the BACP and the NCPS share the same core mission: supporting counsellors and protecting the public. So which body are you leaning more towards? Let me know in the comments, and if you have any questions at all, I will be happy to answer them. And let me know what video you would like to see next. I hope this has been helpful, and thank you so much for watching.